In this video, I'm going to go over how to do the angle shuffle done by guys like Vasyl Lomachenko. So we're going to go over step by step of how to do it, like how I pretty much teach it to kids from really beginner stage, and then I'll advance around to eventually show you guys how to do it in some live situations, like in a sparring situation. So to start off, I like to use a mark on the floor. It could be anything. So I'm choosing a little flat cone. Put one foot on the cone, and then you're going to do side shuffles. So you start off by going bring your other leg in, and then switch it to the other side. So one, other leg in, and then out. Do that a few times. Preferably do with your hands up to get good habits. And you go like that side to side. Once you've got that timing, my foot comes in and I switch. Foot comes in and I switch. Then you try to make it into a bit of a shuffle. So what you're going to do this time is you're going to kind of shuffle it. So you're going to bring your feet in and then shuffle. Yeah, so a little skip. You just get a feel of this. Do this a few times. Side to side. And you just make it into a shuffle. Then you can get a little bit faster. But it's not so much about the speed, it's more the smoothness of the technique. And once you've done that, then you progress on to adding some rotation. So, for instance, I'm here, I'm facing, I'm rotated a little bit to my left, so essentially I'm in an orthodox stance. I'll bring my back leg in, and on the switch, I'm going to face the other way, puts me in a southpaw stance, so in this direction. So you're going to add a rotation with the shuffle. And again, it's not so much about how fast you do it, it's about how much balance you have. It could be fast, it could be slow. And then once you've done that, then you start to add some punches. So, easiest way to start is just start throwing some punches. While you're punching, you'll feel the timing, and then you'll hit a shuffle. Generally, you'll throw your backhand, so like a right hand on this side, I'll pull it and I'll switch, but you can do it from any punch. And then you can start getting a bit creative, you can add more rotation for hooks. And then once you've done that, then you're trying to progress on to adding the step. So you can start outside the circle. From here, I'm going to step inside, and now I'm going to shuffle. So step inside and shuffle. Step inside and shuffle. For the sake of this drill, I'm just stepping back outside. So you go step inside, shuffle. Maybe in this position, we'll come out. Cone's moving. That's how fast I am. Right, so we're going step, shuffle. Step, shuffle. And then once you've done that, all you do is you take away the cone. Move that cone out of the way. And then you've got to start visualizing that circle. So when you're sparring, for instance, you'll be here. I'm visualizing that circle, so I can throw some punches, I'll imagine it's there. All you do is you're striking, you'll step in, you'll shuffle, and you're on the other side. Again, I'll just visualize the cone somewhere. It could be a long step, it could be a short step. I'll step into it, and then I'll shuffle. You add that rotation. Boom. With the step, followed by the shuffle. And then you start to put some punches. You can even put kicks in this, and shuffle around, knees, whatever you can see, depending on the situation at hand. So there's a bunch of different techniques that you can do with this. But you want to start building the movement quite like from the start. Get that lateral shuffle going first, then rotation on it. And then once you've got the rotation, start adding some strikes with it. And then you start adding the step. And then you can add the step with strikes. So I'm trying to borrow Aaron here just to kind of go over some scenarios where you find this in sparring or in a fight. So you'll usually look for this once you get the person putting their guard up. So feints and fakes are very important to use here. So I'm using feints, throwing some strikes. If I throw my left hand and I see he's got his guard up there, you can block. So I usually try to grab just above the elbow on the forearm here. And now imagine that circle there. So I'll step into it. As I step, I'm going to now hit the shuffle. So as I shuffle, I'm going to push with this arm to turn him a little bit further across. That leaves my right hand open, so I'll throw a strike, and also makes him harder for him to turn into me and punch me. He can sometimes pivot away from me, there, but he can't hit me, okay? But here, if he tries to throw a punch, this arm restricts it, yeah, so it's harder for him to strike. This is where the hand drops are quite important, as I throw. So I showed him this angle a bit. So here, to fade. Usually left hand, that turns, grabs the arm, up, step, shuffle, look for those openings. Do a little bit faster. So that's when you go into the inside, so I'm stepping across to the inside. Blocking that backhand is quite important to avoid the strong punch. Go to the other side. So I'll show you go to the outside here as well. So depending on where the openings are, you can go to the outside. So throw some strikes. This time I often like to go cross. Yeah, so if you get the opponent putting the guard up, I'll go cross as I step into the circle here. So always imagine the circle just on the outside of his foot, behind him. Step there. So you block with this hand. Now as I do the shuffle, I switch my hand as well. Switch to this hand. This again prevents him from turning into me and being able to hit me. And then I look at the openings. Usually the body, the head through this way, or the gap in between the guard. Here. So throw some strikes. Step, block, turn, body, head, close. Go. Turn. Step faster. So that's the two different directions to do it. You should always imagine the circles either there or on the other side, and you want to step, shuffle, or step, shuffle that way. And you can also, if you get the right reaction out of the person, you can double shuffle side to side. So if I get to this, so if I'm throwing, and I come to this side, and I'm striking, as he starts turning into me, I start looking for that hand. And as he turns, I assist his turn, and I shuffle again. So I'm striking this way. As he starts turning, drop this hand, step turn, and you kind of come around and double up on the shuffles. It starts getting quite difficult, it does get more advanced, but it's a good way to drill it. Once you start learning to trap and track their arms, it's really effective to do. It's also effective to use against the cage when someone's kind of covered up like this. I kind of showed it in my pivoting video, so you can also check it out on there, how to kind of get those kind of angles once you add the pivots and the shuffles. So we'll just do a little demo now, so I'll just kind of throw around. So this is a drill you can do with your partners. With your partners, you kind of just block and defend the strikes, and you try to look to see where you can create that hand trap and step around them and follow up with a little combination. Now I'm just going to quickly show how you can practice these shuffles on a heavy bag if you haven't got a partner. So here, you throw some punches, and all you'll do is imagine where that circle is that we were talking earlier, and I'll step into it. So I'll throw some punches, step into the circle, hit an angle shuffle, and I'll throw some strikes. I can even come back, step in the circle, come back, and then you can do the cross step one here as well, where you throw some strikes, and you'll step with your right leg into the circle, and you'll shuffle, and then you'll throw some strikes. On the bag, I like to use the hand details to practice the hand traps as well. So for instance, when I'm throwing here, I'll throw the left hook, right, and I'll use this arm as like a hand trap, step, turn, block with this arm, and then here, and then if I'm going to the other side, you can go cross arm to block, and then you'll switch your arms, and you shuffle, and then you strikes. So if I just kind of do a little float around the bag, and throw it. So you can kind of get creative with it and just go left, right, whichever direction, just putting punches. You can even put kicks into this if you'd like.